Reviews on the Run is in San Diego for Comic-Con 2008, and we found somebody you may recognize. Today on Reviews on the Run, Tommy and I are taking a look at Sid Meier's Civilization Revolution. Wacky races, Overlord raising hell, and in Versus, it's Space Monkey versus Space Chimps. All right, we got a great show for you guys today.
It's good to be back.
My guest reviewer for the show is Tommy Tellerico.
I'm a guest reviewer now.
Why haven't you been on the show? Tell the people.
I've been traveling the world with Video Games Live, but I just want to say that I miss you guys. I miss everyone out there. But hopefully, come and see Video Games Live and we can meet in person.
That'd be all right, man.
All right.
It's coming to Vancouver. It's going to Toronto again.
All over Canada, all over Toronto, Canada. All over the place.
And that's Future Shop. That's your
Future
sponsor,
Shop's
right?
our sponsor.
Nice people over there. All right, let's talk. That's enough of the plugging. Let's talk about some games. We have Civilization Revolution from 2K Games to talk about. It's out on the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360, and it's a consoleized, more kind of accessible Civilization. What do you think?
Well, my good friend Sid Meier has really, created a game. He just didn't port the Civ 4 franchise or the Civ franchise over. You didn't want to do that because a lot of times these companies will just take a PC-based point-and-click game.
We're seeing a lot of strategy games do that.
Right, and try to just port over to console. Never works.
Right.
What they did over at Firaxis is they did it the right way. They consoleized it, like you said.
Yep.
They made it a little simpler. The micromanagement isn't as detailed. Now, some of the hardcore fans may not like that.
This isn't for the hardcore fan.
No, but gamers like me appreciate it.
I think the hardcore will appreciate it, but I don't think it was made for the hardcore. I think they'll respect the artistry involved and they'll respect the decisions made. But I think they learned a little bit from the Sims ports to the consoles.
Exactly, good.
Because they have a lot of these characters popping up and they have a lot of attitude and they have they speak in Simlish. Civlish, there you go.
Civlish, not Simlish.
And it's cartoony and super bright and the controls are very obvious and the animations are fantastic. And I'll tell you something about Civilization. I've always appreciated the game. This was the game that hooked me, man. Like, I've liked them before. I've understood why they've been so popular, but this game I couldn't put down. I loved playing Civilization Revolution.
You know the one of the things, again, just for me personally, that was difficult for me with the Civ games on the PC is that the missions literally took
take forever.
14 hours.
I know.
These missions, they're still long, but it's only about like 5 or 6 hours.
And you can shrink them down once you know kind of the ins and outs of the game, but it's less of a time commitment, right? What I liked about the game, there's lots of things that I liked about a game, but one of the things that I thought stood out was the way that it kind of trained you how to play. I thought the sort of tutorial modes and the help pop-ups and stuff like that, terrific. And I loved watching the progression on the characters as you would go through these different technological ages.
That's right. What I thought was kind of cool was that there's actually 4 different ways to strategies to play or win.
Right.
There's domination or dominatrix mode, as I like to call it.
Yeah.
There's cultural, economic, and technology.
Right. And technology means you're the first one to get a space shuttle to go to Alpha Centauri.
Or an A-bomb.
Or you
nuclear weapon.
You can wipe everybody out, but that's kind of domination. It's kind of straightforward. It's really about building cities with awesome technology, awesome buildings, lots of things that kind of furnish knowledge and culture and armies. And then you create settlers, and they go off and create new cities, and then you create roads and bridges between them, and basically try to take over the map. But you can do it peacefully, or you can do it with force. Right.
One little kind of warning for the game, though, is that if you're not into strategy or
want to think
micromanagement,
you just want to kill.
It's no Pikmin, where you're just going to pick it up and start playing.
You know what, though? It's not as far away from Pikmin as people may think. It was really, really fantastic, and it's my favorite strategy game on a console as of today. What are you giving Civ Revolution?
I'm giving it a 7.5.
I'm giving it a 9.5. I think this game is fantastic. Like I mentioned in our E3 report, I am loving the iPhone as a gaming platform. One of my favorite titles that I picked up recently is a game called Chopper because it brings to mind the old classic Commodore 64, Atari 400 and 800 game called Choplifter. And basically the whole idea here is to command a helicopter flying into different sort of battle type scenarios, taking out guys with tanks and bazookas, and then you're picking up all kinds of civilians and military personnel that need to be rescued. And what makes this even more dynamic is the fact that it's all tilt control based. So you're actually pivoting and tilting your iPhone, trying to kind of command the chopper this way. It's just a great deal. It's super fun. It's very accessible. It saves your progress along the way. You can save your high scores. I think it's only about $5. The prices keep changing on these iPhone apps. But this is definitely one that I recommend. It's called Chopper for the iPhone. And I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. Hey, stick around. We're coming right back with Wacky Racers for the Wii.
That's right. Get ready to whack it. Hey, I'm here talking about Hellboy, The Science of Evil. Now, this game is for the PSP. What's really cool about this is that the cinematics are really nice because they got the original Hellboy comic style, you know? The gameplay itself is very derivative of God of War. Now, here's where the problem lies. The 3D's good, the movement, the characters, okay, that's fine and everything, but it's just so repetitive. It's like you just keep doing like these random spirit demon things, and you just attack them and you crunch them, and it's really cool for the first 5 minutes. Then as you get more into the game, it's like, okay, this is the only thing I guess we're doing here. There's no depth, you know? It's like they had the structure of a game, and obviously Hellboy is a great license, great character, great worlds, and they just fell short on the execution. Unfortunately, I got to give this one about a 6.
We are back, and as we all know, there are a lot of weird games for the Wii, a lot of unfulfilling, unsatisfying titles, and some odd choices. We have another one.
Okay.
It's called Wacky Racers, and it's being published by Eidos. Warner Brothers is involved, Hanna-Barbera is involved. I forget the name of it. Who made this game?
Some
nice.
I know.
Okay, well, it's Wacky Racers. You're thinking, okay, great. We're going to have a cartoon racing game, a la Mario Kart, even a la Speed Racer, which came out not too long ago.
Whatever.
No, it's nothing like that. It's quite possibly the lamest racing game that we've played in the modern era.
This game wouldn't be good on a cell phone.
You're honest. Yeah, absolutely.
It's not. It wouldn't even be a $3 download on Xbox Live Arcade.
I would trash this if I downloaded it from my iPhone.
Well, here's the thing. Let's tell them why it's such ass.
Wacky Racers.
Yes.
It features the cast of the TV show. You guys all remember that, don't you?
From the 40s or 50s.
No, I don't even remember.
This is an old Hanna-Barbera license.
Do you know any of the names?
The Caveman guys.
Mooganoog or something? I mean, all these names of characters that are long ago forgotten. We won't even see anything here at Comic-Con about Wacky Racers, and yet there's a video game. No Indiana Jones video game except for Lego Indy.
Right.
No Dark Knight video game except for Lego Batman. Iron Man game, not as good as we want it to be, but yet...
But they got Wacky Racers in there.
Is out.
No one cares and no one knows who they are. But let's get to the awful gameplay itself. So first of all, it's kind of like the old Rally X style game.
Well, it's the camera moves.
3D.
The camera moves, and it's
overhead. It's
cel-shaded 3D.
Yeah, but here's the worst thing about it is that you control with the left stick. You're controlling the left and right.
Yeah.
And then with this thing, you got to go to get their car going.
With what thing? Let's clarify.
With the Wii remote.
All right.
Okay.
You got to make that sound, or you're not doing very well.
That's what it sounds like in the game. Like that. Yeah, but the thing is that when you go off the screen, if you crash into something or whatever,
it just pop right back
it just pops you right back on.
No worries.
And so you literally, I was writing notes for the game in last place, and then just at the end, you just pick up the controller and then win at the end.
There is absolutely no skill.
There's no skill
in the regular racing.
No strategy.
And it goes side-scrolling, then it goes top view, then you're coming towards the bottom of the screen.
And there's like way too many cars.
And then they have cutscenes where you play these terrible
the worst mini games ever that make no sense.
And
there's like one
controls.
There's like one badminton one.
Yeah, and
which
you're
makes no sense.
You're hitting a bomb, right? And then there's the drive. Then they do have a sprint or Rally X type thing, which is impossible to control. So you get into the thing,
and you smack into the wall
right away.
It's just horrible.
And then there's a swatting fly thing,
and it's just like these random cartoons pop up in the middle of racing. And the quality of the cartoons, they look good, which don't match the crappy graphics in the game.
It really is the worst of these kind of kart style racing titles I've ever played. one of the worst Wii games I've ever played.
Yeah.
And absolutely no reason to be. So what are you going to give Wacky Racers?
I'm giving it a 1.5, and that's being freaking nice.
I'm right there with you. I'm tied at 1.5 for this ass Wii game.
Great job.
So stick around. We have the return of Overlord, this time for the PlayStation 3. It was a very quirky 360 game that I dug. It's back for the PlayStation 3, and it's on our show after this.